I am Andre Faust, and well, I guess over the last 3 years, drones become a passion for me. I ran into a problem a couple days ago. I was up in Minto. It was a beautiful day. It was an excellent day for doing footage. There was very little wind. I did get a lot of good stills from my DSLR, but I was really disappointed with the drone. And I did everything that I was supposed to do. I did a pre-check before I left Fredericton. I checked the drone over physically. I checked the charge on the battery. I checked the charge on the controller. I checked the charge on my phone, and everything was okay. So I was pretty confident it was going to be a good day. I arrived in Minto, and I sent this little guy up. Now, one of the things that kind of saved me, I guess, in this problem here is that I always do a safety check first. It's always something that I do is a safety check. And anyway, what was happening was as soon as that I launched it, even though it was telling me I had 20 minutes, 25 minutes of flight time, within about 5 minutes I was getting a low battery warning. So I'd bring it down, and anyway, I'd shut it off and turn it on. It gave me, again, full battery. I said, okay, maybe something just went wrong, and I sent it up again, and anyway, it was the same thing. So, this is all one assembly. I can pull this apart. Okay, this is the body. Of course, the weight. This battery is what the weight is. But we have a set of connectors right here, and they match up with a set of connectors up on the battery. And there was a person gave me a very good suggestion, and I checked it out. He said to clean off the contact points with rubbing alcohol, and I did that to all the points, but it didn't correct the problem. I tried it yesterday, and it was the same thing. It would go up for about 5 minutes and then tell me low battery warning. Of course, I didn't fly it that far away from me, so if it had to come down, I knew I could retrieve it. So we got what I end up doing is when I come back in to do another charge, I notice that there's 4 green lights, and when all 4 are flashing, it tells you you're at 100%. And the second light was flashing, no other lights. And that kind of gave me a hint. I said, geez, that looks similar. I've run into that problem with my DSLR batteries, and it usually happens when a charge is interrupted or something that will cause that. So what I did, I completely discharged the battery, but it was hot. It was still quite hot, so I put it in the refrigerator for about 5-6 minutes just to get the temperature down some, and then I proceeded to charge. Well, my second trial yesterday, everything worked pretty good. It showed 23 minutes flight time, and I got closely to 23 minutes flight time. Of course, the calculated flight time, the actual flight time, can differ depending on what the wind conditions are. But anyway, so the big question is that will this problem come again? Because right now I've kind of lost a little bit of confidence on the drone. So the next footage is what you're seeing in front here is it's in Quinn Court, down off of Ross Terrace, and the reason why I picked that spot is because I can keep the drone always in line of sight. So if there was any issues, I know roughly how far away it is, and plus what my console is telling me. So between sight and what my console is, I know exactly where that drone is, and if that issue were to come back again, I know the area well enough that I'd be able to find a drone if it did an emergency landing. So I'm going to fire up this flight there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going up, and you're probably saying, well, what the hell is he doing? All these turning and around and down and up. Well, that's part of my safety check. What I'm doing, I'm checking all my controls to see that they're responding the way that I want them to respond. And it does. It really saves, well, by doing these checks, it saved me from losing my drone in Minto. So far up till now, like the second pass of yesterday, things are looking normal. I'm watching my battery, and it's not going down. So now I think it's safe to get some altitude here. And as a friendly giant used to say, look way up that boot. Of course, what you're seeing coming in sight is the beautiful St. John River. Runs right from the state of Maine and empties out in the Bay of Fundy in St. John at the Reversing Falls, a place I'm very familiar with. I've run jet boats through that for 18 years, and last year a tour boat through that. So now I'm getting a little confidence in the drone, so I'm going a little bit, I'm going some distance, but I programmed it in that it's only to go 225 meters away from me. So that's kind of, if it were to come down, it would fall in somewheres in that radius. So I'm just doing a slow flybys and that. Now, this video is not the full flight, because a lot of things it was just testing and circles, and it'd be awful hard on the head to have to watch it. So I'm keeping Riverside Drive on my starboard side, or the right side, and as you can see, I'm getting a pretty good speed here, and I'm starting to get handy to my 250 meter limit. I'm almost up to Green Village, and I actually cross over and then come back, and then I start my trek back, and so everything is looking good. The controls are working. My battery is now showing about another 14 minutes of flight time here. Like this video, I did cut out a lot. It's in its raw form, it was 17 point some minutes long, and anyway, I mean, this is a test video. I'm just testing the flight. I'm not going for any spectacular shots or anything of real interest. What it is, I guess, why I'm producing this video is for the newbies who are just getting into drone flying, to show us what kind of problems that you can get, and if you don't do certain things a certain way, you run the chance of losing your drone. And if you've invested several $1,000s in your drone, you don't really want to lose it. And electronics is electronics. Things can fail. And like I said, like when I was in Minto, if I'd have just didn't bother checking, I would have sent it out. In 5 minutes, I could have got it quite a distance. And well, it would have just went low battery. When it gave me the warning, I would have went, holy shit, it's too far away, and it would have automatically landed. Now Minto, there's a lot of forest there, so you drop a drone on the canopy of a tree, your chances are going to be, even though you might have the GPS for it, GPS don't tell you exactly, usually within 30 feet radius accuracy is what you run into. So the lesson is always to do your pre-flight checks and start up conservative. Do some tests, look at your voltage, and if you follow these simple rules, you'll never have a problem. If you get away from it, I guarantee you will run into problems. And the chance is going to be very great that you're going to lose your drone. Now I'm just doing kind of stability. See, I'm trying to burn up time, right? Because I'm trying to see if I'm going to get my full flight time. And now I'm sitting out about 7 minutes, I think, of flight time. Like I say, I've cut this video down quite a bit because it would be just redundancy. Even with the cutoff, I've got a bit of redundancy. So I'm keeping away from those people and bringing it down, and that's pretty well bringing our flight. down, and oh, there's my bike there. I see the motor on that. I built that to leave less of a footprint on the environment. I can get up to, I've pushed that little bike up to about 43, 45 kilometers, and I was really boogieing with it there, and that. But anyway, so for you new people coming on with drones, keep in mind, I'll just sum up very, very quickly. Do a physical check of your drone. Just don't head out on your mission right away. Check your blades, check your motors, go up and down, rotate it. I guess they call it yaw it, forward, backwards, up, down, to starboard, to port side, and always pay attention to your battery life, because if there's something that happens, you want to be able to, respond. And there's always the risk, even with all those checks. I mean, that battery would have decided to give out at 15 minutes in its flight and then started losing its power. Chances are it would have lost it, but it wasn't the case. The problem showed up right at the beginning. So I hope this little video is a little bit informative, and until next time, this is Andre. Take care.